a great parenting book is Shepherding a Child's Heart by Ted Tripp. And in this book, Dr. Tripp shares quite a bit of information related to the specific stages of childhood. Today, I'm going to summarize 3 key points to remember about children in the early years. Number 1, everything is changing. Try to put yourself into the world of a baby, infant, or toddler. Every day is a new adventure for these very young ones. They are hearing new words, seeing new things, trying to figure out how they fit into all these changes all around them. And that leads us to our second point. Certain things need to stay the same. And so into this constant change, a child in the early years really needs to see consistency in mom and dad. A child needs to see consistency in routines like bedtime and mealtime. A child needs to see consistency in mom and dad's life. It's really confusing for a small child if he or she sees mom and dad acting one way at church or with friends and another way at home. And so if you say you love God, your children need to see consistency in your life wherever you are. Now that doesn't mean perfection, but it does mean integrity, that you are generally the same person wherever you are. A child also needs to see consistency in discipline, and we'll talk more about that in videos to come. Everything is changing, certain things need to stay the same, and then a third point for children in the early years, authority is essential. One of the most important lessons a small child can learn is that he or she isn't his or her own boss. He or she is under authority, and that's not a bad thing. It's actually the best place to be because God created us to come under His authority and under the authority of others He has placed in charge of us. You see, when children are born, it's natural for them to begin thinking they are the center of the universe. After all, they're carried everywhere they go. They are fed. When they cry, they are picked up. It seems like a really good thing. But as a child begins to grow, he or she, with a sin nature, will see this as an opportunity to continue to get whatever he or she wants. Children by nature are very selfish. You don't have to teach a small child to grab a toy that he wants or to cry when a toy is taken from him. However, what we do have to teach small children is that they are not the center of the universe, but God is. And this process, while early in their life they may not be able to fully understand this, is helped by guiding them to understand God's authority. One of the best ways to understand God's authority is to learn how to come under human authority. The Bible tells children in Ephesians 6 that it is right to obey parents. And actually, what parents will find if they help their children to learn how to come under authority in the early years, the boundaries established actually create a level of security for children that is very helpful in their growth and development. So many children want to be their own boss way before they are physically, emotionally, or spiritually ready for that responsibility. And that creates unnecessary anxiety, as well as many other physical, emotional, and spiritual problems. You see, God has designed all of us to come under authority, and there is great peace that we can find when we do this. The early years of parenting are filled with excitement, filled with change, but our children need to see consistency from mom and dad, and they need to see that authority is not a bad thing, but is designed by God to protect them and to help them grow in godly character. So if your children are young, embrace these principles and enjoy parenting. And that is the gospel in everyday life.